Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Video Game Movie Madness with your hosts, the Ginger Geek and
Big G Jamie. Hey guys, how's it going?
So last time, if you've been following us, you'll remember we reviewed Mortal Kombat, which we both put as, in our rankings, the number one video game movie thus far.
Yeah.
So high hopes for the sequel then? Yeah.
I had a glorious few days between Mortal Kombat and me learning about the legacy of Annihilation. Where I was just like,
it's not.
a sequel! Yeah! It's got how much of Rotten Tomatoes? Oh god.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat Annihilation followed the release of Mortal Kombat swiftly in 1996. Was it the next year? Was as soon as that?
Close 97. This needed that extra year
to
be something special.
Oh, I'm so sad. So yeah, 1997 we got Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the sequel to the actual big box office hit, Mortal Kombat, the first one.
Yeah.
Did very well.
Yeah.
Soundtrack went platinum. All's good. So naturally, there's always going to be a sequel. And so New Line Cinema presents, using the exact same intro as the first movie.
There's a bit of a difference. You have Annihilation.
It doesn't bode well for us though that the hype that I had for the first one is literally recycled.
Yeah. Although, and speaking of recycled, immediately after you get the 2 seconds of new animation in Annihilation, you get a recap of the last movie.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Except Johnny Cage is different, and Sonya's different, and everybody's different except for Liu Kang, really.
Yeah, but you get what I assume is literally seconds after the finish of Mortal Kombat. You get the start, which is bad. I suppose relative to the rest of the movie, this opening isn't bad.
But it is pretty poor.
It's still pretty poor.
Very, because Mortal Kombat 1 wasn't a spectacular looking movie, but my god, what happened with 2?
I think Mortal Kombat 1 made the most of what it had. I think I know what this is actually. It's just come to me. Annihilation suffers from that idea that the sequel has to be bigger and better in every way.
There's more characters.
It has to be that.
Effects.
But it's gotten I don't. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I don't know the budget comparison to the both of them. But what they had in their mind and what they could do, they didn't have the budget for what they had in their mind.
Two very different things. So immediately, you're thrown straight into the action. It's set seconds after the previous film ended, with Shao Kahn's unannounced arrival in Earthrealm.
And as we said before, you do get the slightly taken aback by Raiden, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage. If you're not aware that I've it took me a second to realise that who their characters were, because Sonya gets a sort of a pan shot, and it's okay, the blonde hair suggests that's Sonya Blade, but that isn't the actor from last time.
It's people always get funny about recasts, and sometimes they have to happen. It's unfortunate because scheduling conflicts or whatever. But there's a bad sign in a movie when immediately 75% of your main cast is all recast.
Yeah, although a big shout out here to Johnny Cage from the last movie.
Not Johnny Cage,
or rather the actor LINDEN ASHBY. I hope I'm getting that right. Who declined to come back onto Mortal Kombat Annihilation after reading the script.
Good on you.
Good on you. Good on you,
You did
Lyndon.
yourself a favour, because this is diabolical.
Yeah, and it makes no illusions right at the start.
If you watched, obviously, the last review as well, you'll know that I was unashamedly a great lover of Mortal Kombat. Real guilty pleasure in the sense that I don't just consider it a good video game movie, but I consider it a really good movie. I know it's not deep down in my bones, but there's just something about it. It's got nostalgia. I love seeing the characters on the screen. I love seeing the live action fights. It hit all the right buttons for me. I was totally on board. It's a testament to this film's quality that I can't look upon it with that same sense of childlike wonder. It's impossible for me to be...
When a movie kills nostalgia, you know it's bad.
Little story, actually. This was the first DVD I ever bought on
Oh,
eBay.
you poor man.
First
I'm
DVD.
sorry you have to have that memory with you.
It might even be my first DVD, full stop. I can't remember that. It was definitely the first one I got on eBay, and I know I got it on eBay because I was a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. By this point, I'd seen Mortal Kombat Conquest on the Sci-Fi television as well. So I was like, oh, there's more. Holy shit. Very young at the time. I look on the internet. I didn't find Mortal Kombat Conquest. That came later. But I discovered there was a second film. Loved the first one, saved up pocket money, begged my mum to, can I please get an eBay account? Can I please get an eBay account? No. Can I please get an eBay account? No. It's PayPal, it's all protected. No. Do you really, really want it? Does it really, really want it? Yes. Please, 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 mum, get me Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Fuck me, I was a stupid kid. And I will always remember, me and my two brothers were both really excited to watch it, and it's a really vivid memory of the moment I grew up. Because
this killed your childhood.
It really did, because before this, I could look at everything with optimism. A film could be bad, but if it had something I liked in it, I'd watch. I liked the Godzilla 1998 movie. You know what I mean? I liked a couple of really bad children's films because they had silly jokes in or whatever. There was always something, and I'd always bad movies. I wouldn't bother us. I'd always move on with it and think, oh, that was good, even when it was terrible. I remember sitting watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and it's starting to slowly dawn on us that it's bad. And I remember trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And I remember the character Jax, he's making really bad one-liners.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid forcing laughter at them.
Aww.
And my brothers are sitting there, and they can see it in their eyes, and they're younger than me, and they've sort of come to accept it. And I'm like, ha, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? And then my mum was like, oh, did you enjoy your DVD? And I was like, yeah, it was even better than the first one. And I was trying to justify it. I was like, because Scorpion had 2 robes and Cyrax was in it. And it devastated me. It just truly, oh my God. So
Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
annihilated my childhood.
Oh God, the movie that kills childhood. That's sad. But unfortunately, it makes no illusions right out the gate to be bad. After the recap for the first movie, one of the first lines of dialogue spoken between characters, somebody questions Raiden, quite rightly, with, we won the Mortal Kombat tournament. The fuck is Shao Kahn doing here?
Yeah, because that was the whole big thing with the last film. It's like, oh, well, if you win this tournament, Earthrealm is safe for 10 years.
Yeah. And we get the line, somebody from Outland has a different point of view. I'm sorry? Fucking what?
Let's make the entire first film redundant with just a passing away of the line.
What was the point of the first movie? Since he can just come here anyway. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, there was no need for the tournament. He would have just came. Oh,
we get crappy reasoning for why this was happening. We then get crappy, clunky dialogue with Shao Kahn, Emperor of Outland. Thanks for introducing it that way, you fucking morons.
My favourite line in the opening scene is
Sindel.
Yeah. Oh, God. Sindel comes down and it's Katana's mother, but she's evil now, and Katana's like, mother, and it's something like, I thought you died.
Yeah.
And then Sindel, oh my God, too bad it is you who will now die. Something to that effect. I'll play the clip.
You're alive. Too bad you will die.
God, it's
terrible. But it just goes from bad to worse. You get Raiden, like the scriptwriter is desperately trying to think of some reason. It's shit like, oh, somebody had a different point of view, or you get Sonya, quite rightly, fuck the portal's opening for, it was closed. What closes can also open again. Fuck off. You ain't Confucius, Raiden. Fuck off. That's not an answer.
let's not forget
You white-haired prick.
Let's not forget they kill Johnny Cage in the first 20 seconds or so.
We're still in this part of it at the minute, but yeah, they do that as well. So that might be why Lyndon Ashby didn't come back for it. They read this part, or maybe this was a response to him saying no.
I think it probably was, because if they were just going to kill him off instantly, you don't really need Lyndon Ashby to come back, give no lines, and then die.
But then we get a fight, and the fight is terrible. We get Shao Kahn Raiden, and it just looks ridiculous. They're flipping all over the place. The special effects look terrible. There's clear green screen by the fact you can see characters jumping around with outlines of green. Yeah. It just looks absolutely terrible. The blasts are crap. The editing's terrible. The camera work is going so quickly.
It's really weird.
It's barely comprehensible.
Raiden, like Shao Kahn jumps right, and then Raiden flies right, and it looks. It's weird because the movement doesn't make sense. They're breaking the 180-degree rule all over the shop. Because people are swapping sides of the screen. You're hang on, are they on the left or the right? And it's just really ill communicated.
It's so stupid. And then literally, which is dumb, some fucking ninja goon throws Shao Kahn a rope and a whip. And Sonya literally wanders into being kidnapped. Like they're fighting, and she just there's a cutaway. She just wanders onto the stage, then gets whipped, taken hostage, and
I love her expression as well. It's just got a really hilarious reaction face when she falls over. So Johnny Cage comes in to save the day. No, don't, Johnny, and immediately dead.
Johnny attempts to...
Pathetically so.
Yeah, Johnny attempts to save her. There's a bit of a bargaining that's Raiden's take me instead of Johnny. Shao Kahn's all right. No. Then about 5 seconds of screen time that I found somewhat enjoyable. The image of Johnny Cage's body slowly being risen from the ground as a warning memento of death. It's just
if you're looking for good points,
it was just a nice piece of imagery I quite liked, of his dead corpse on top of a momentum to Shao Kahn's apparent badassery. If I was a supervillain and wanted to cripple the hero's resolve, it'd be right. Well, I'm gonna murder one of their friends, and then I'm going to parade it in front of them.
Yeah.
But then they run away. And Raiden...
They also run away, it's worth noting, they run away because they stick around to see Johnny Cage rise, while all the ninjas also wait for them to witness Johnny Cage's rise.
That's very pleasant of them.
And then proceed to attack.
Also, by this point, it's hey Raiden, you are literally a god with the power of lightning. Want to just... strike down all those goons? Or no, you're gonna run away and use your infinite lightning powers to just collapse a wall, huh? Right. Okay. That seems like a good use of your powers, Raiden. That's
why does the electric effects look worse in this as well?
Yeah. This wasn't.
Although I did prefer Raiden's actor in this.
Oh, okay.
To its credit,
that's fair.
Don't get us wrong. He's badly written. It's still not amazing acting, but he at least, I don't know, talks correctly. He's not as strange in his delivery.
I can sort of see that. We'll sort of do a comparison of the last movie and this guy to have a look for you.
You have embarked on a sacred mission. You have been chosen to defend the realm of Earth in a tournament called Mortal Kombat.
Khan has opened the portal. Your planet and Outworld have begun to merge into one realm. Think of it as hell on Earth.
But it's unfortunate that the actual dialogue that's coming out of his mouth is so much worse.
Yes,
this bit
absolutely.
in particular, we get an answer to how they're here. Literally the words out of Raiden's mouth. Khan cheated. He could just cheat, or way to completely undermine and undervaluate your entire fucking first movie.
Do you know what that translates as?
What?
The writer saying, we cheated.
Yeah, that is bullshit. And then we get a wonderful little name drop. Raiden walking off to the side, looking dramatic. We have 6 days until Annihilation. Movie name drop.
Yeah.
Also, this
but
is.
Wait, where's he got that from?
This was earlier. Yeah, when Shao Kahn turns up, he uses this exact line: "The Earth was created in 6 days. So shall it be destroyed, and on the 7th day mankind will rest in peace." No reason. Shao Kahn just literally decided.
Just like, I'm gonna wait.
Literally arbitrarily
Fancy
decided.
doing it on the 7th day.
Also, is this movie like implicitly from that line like Christians and creationists are right? Like God literally created the world. Is that canon?
Hang on. That's totally
movie?
contradictory to their law because they've got multiple gods.
I was going to say,
I didn't even think of that.
Are they saying there's one god? Is that like?
And they're in a film with multiple gods.
because you meet elder gods later, and you have Raiden literally on screen right now, but the world was created by
everything about
Judeo-Christian god. Is that I have no idea.
I fucking hate this movie.
Although one thing I will give Raiden in his credit, he does know how to make a point. Like he shouts enough and then just explodes a wall. Like he knows how to get his point across. So apparently, since Earthrealm and Outland are merging, Raiden's going to slowly lose his power, but he still has it right now. There's a bit of a bullshit teamwork speech, time to gather the allies, Sonya's going after to get Jack.
And then
Liu Kang and Katara are going to go get Nightwolf. And then we have the spheres.
The Super Monkey Ball Deluxe Banana Blitz.
Much, much better. Yeah, I think they're called like Valley Spheres or something in this. Katana says it.
Complete bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
So pointless. Don't know why they're included. I guess to make some flashy looking special effects, but when you know your film can't do special effects, why bother?
They are
not relevant to the Mortal Kombat lore.
They're just a way to get them in different locations around the Earth. That's the only reason they're there. It's garbage.
Fucking garbage.
It's this like there's some bullshit reasoning given that they like use the Earth's internal winds and energy to propel them, but it just looks terrible.
Choppy.
Yeah, choppy as well. It's bad stop motion.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because
not to mention, there's a really bad scene where like they're rolling through, what is just a path. So that's traveling. That's fine. And then they burst out into this big like open area, and Katana's like, "Oh, Liu, lean right," and they have to physically aim for another tiny hole, like with there being molten lava like literally under them.
Like, and these were made to travel. These were made design. Fuck everything about it. The fact that they're they just stumble upon these. Like, oh yeah, these were here the whole time. I know we never mentioned them in the first film at all.
Raiden just like, quick, follow me to this underground passage.
By the way, he has some giant balls that'll take you halfway across the world.
We then cut to Outland and two characters who it took me a long time to figure out who these fuckers are because their names aren't said, and you haven't been introduced to one of them yet. But this bald fucker, is Shao Kahn.
Yeah,
and the other dude is his dad.
The dad I never got straight away. To Shao Kahn's credit, sounds like Shao Kahn.
It doesn't look like him though. This
you
is
never really see him without the
exactly. This is the point that I want to make. Way to make your villain look so much less intimidating because he just looks like a bloke.
He should be introduced in the skull. He's literally on a throne of swords. Like, and to give to its credit, set design here, it's all right.
Yeah.
But when he's on his throne, give him the full Shao Kahn gear.
Like literally at this point, he just looks like a dude. Like to me, taking that like him right here without the gear on, out of character, like out of context to the movie, he just looks like a dude that I wouldn't want to knock the pint of in a pub. Like that's what he looks like to me. He's just like
Poundland Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that's all he looks like. He's not Shao Kahn, like Emperor of Outworld, just like conqueror of people, killer. He's not.
Well, again, I know in the last movie I referenced it. I'm quite a big fan of it. I don't actually know if it's any good. I need to watch it again with an objective eye rather than a fanboy's eye.
Right.
But Mortal Kombat Conquest, always on. Always on.
It should.
And it looks the part. It looks great.
It just makes him look so much less intimidating, just being a bald fucker that's getting chewed out by his dad. I mean, you don't learn it's his dad until later. But, like, it's, even if you don't know it, it's Shao Kahn. You immediately now Shao Kahn is a lesser villain. And the worst thing I hate about that entire sequence reflects poorly on the first one. Like because you had this idea in the back of your head that everything that was going through the first movie was because Shao Kahn was such a monster. was such an evil motherfucker. He was the reason. Like, you never saw him, you just knew him. That if this weird, guy ever got enough power to get into Earthrealm, he would destroy everything.
He's bad enough. But he works
under Shao Kahn, and now he's just a bald dude with some cool armor getting shouted at by his dad. Like, this actively makes Mortal Kombat a worse film. Like, this has
it's the midichlorian effect.
This has negative implications by association. I now can't see the first movie as good as I have, because now it's like, you're fighting for... He's not a threat. He's only doing it to impress his dad. Like, he's not... to me...
It's literally the midichlorian effect. Yeah. It's like, it retcons the storytelling that you had before, with the... I mean, I suppose I should explain it. It's probably a big pop culture thing now, so you'll probably already know. But if not, midichlorians were introduced in the prequel trilogy of Star Wars. So... they effectively ruin plot points of the original trilogy, which is why people take such issues with episode 1. Reason why people take such issues with episode 1, because the original trilogy, the Force is this magical religion, almost spiritual entity, and then in the first one, in episode 1, the prequels, they decide that, oh no, it's determined by bacteria known as midichlorians in the blood.
So it's that
this
effect.
Is the midichlorian effect. It's the this massive entity, this unnamed being, this unseen being known as Shao Kahn is the ultimate evil.
Yeah.
And then
it's now,
he's not.
Yeah. it's like its impact throughout the entire first film is now lessened immensely so. But like
at least Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung, who is supposedly story-wise lesser than Shao Kahn. First time you see him, he's murdering a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's set up for a villain.
Yeah. This he's just there being like, 6 days I'll destroy the earth, and on the 7th you'll all die. I'm so evil. Dad, am I doing good, Dad?
Am I doing evil right?
Yay. And then anyway, we cut to Liu Kang and Katana, who have parked the sphere. Because of course they fucking have. There's almost some sort of romantic scene between them, because you care about that. And then
they've got as much chemistry as beryllium and water.
there's an intellectual joke here, guys. And then Smoke attacks,
who, if you don't know, Mortal Kombat means nout.
Yeah, but this film is
bad. There's no other way to say it.
But it's also not for the casual person anymore. They tried to make this for fans,
which is stupid because the last one was made more standalone, and it's a much better fan product.
Yeah. But in any case, you get Liu Kang versus Smoke, and you get
I suppose
Katana versus just some random goons.
Yeah, you could determine like, oh well, it's attacking them. It's obviously one of Shao Kahn's men.
Yeah, but without that, you just it's not
a bad fight.
Well,
it's competent.
The start isn't bad when they're just doing the normal sort of martial arts stuff. You get some good stuff. You get Liu Kang hits a step up into Gary, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Katana takes out some, what you later find out are fans.
Yeah, which is, that's true to
but there's just some scenes where it lingers on them too much and they look really fucking plastic.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I mean? But yeah, they just look plastic.
Kind of cool when they're in
they look kind of soon, but she doesn't look comfortable with them, so there's a weird thing. So Smoke, Liu Kang is alright, but then Smoke does some of his Mortal Kombat, like what he's known for, and fires rockets out of his chest.
Oh, it looks so bad.
But it looks so bad. And then Liu Kang backflips over it, and it just...
like the wire work.
Yeah.
It's not even wire work almost. It's like it looks like they maybe paid wire work and then decided, no, that wasn't enough, so let's just move him in After Effects. It looks so... It literally looks like a Ninja Sex Party video.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I mean now. Like, you see what I mean? By the way, this is a great band. Check them out.
Yeah,
but they're parodying.
Yeah.
They're taking the mick, and they look as good as the film that's trying to take itself seriously.
Yeah. So, Sub-Zero makes a save. Why is Sub-Zero saving Liu Kang when this is canon to the first movie? In the first movie, Liu Kang murdered Sub-Zero? Well, because this is Sub-Zero's younger brother. That's why.
Who's good.
Who just has the same powers. So, are ice powers genetic? Is that what this movie is implying? Because that's what I'm getting from it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's also, I think it's also true in the games, though.
Right.
As well,
Okay. Because that's the implication I'm getting. But I don't know if that's.
I'm certain there's 2 Sub-Zeros. I'm certain. Like I mentioned it in the last one. I still didn't check. Stupidly, I mentioned it in the last episode. I'm sure like Noob Saibot's the original Sub-Zero.
Right.
And then there's another Sub-Zero.
Okay. Well, then maybe it is genetic. That's my interpretation of it in that regard. I'm sticking with that.
I don't remember anyone else in the Lin Kuei having ice powers. I don't know if it's tribe thing. I can't remember if that's how it works.
Right. Sub-Zero wants to stop Shao Kahn's plot, and Katana is apparently the key. How he knows this, why he wants to stop it, why Katana's the key. Nope! Look at me bend the powers of the universe to make a bridge.
Oh, and the bridge looks so bad. Worst this movie. One of the worst sets in the films. Because of what happens next with surprise Scorpion.
Yeah, surprise. Hit his entrance, surprise return. Scorpion's back, but I'm going to assume it's Scorpion's younger brother. And this time he has 2 weird snake things coming out of his hand. Because 2's better than 1. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I wouldn't even mind.
Oh, actually, shit, I've just seen. It's not 2 snake things. It's 1, but it has 2 heads. It splits halfway up. But it's still stupid. Fuck's sake. But hey, you wanted Sub-Zero versus Scorpion because they're mortal enemies.
Yeah.
You're fucking welcome, Dan. Look at this. Look at how shit it is.
The worst. It's on such a. Do you know what it is? It's not a great fight.
No.
But it's made so much worse by like how static they are. And how bad the set is.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to add a sense of urgency that the ice is crumbling, but it just looks like cardboard folding.
It's just.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
look good.
It doesn't have the properties of ice even remotely.
Yeah.
And then when he kicks the ice off, and it looks
and then after they do that, like first when they're fighting under the bridge, it's so dark you can barely tell it because terrible camera there. They shouldn't have had it there, but. This whole bit, there's essentially 2 elements to the fight that I can see. There's the transitional fighting that leads up to essentially, to use wrestling terminology, the big spots. Now the transitional fighting is just typical fighting. They're punching, they're kicking, they're dodging. It's like generic, but it's kind of fun to look at. But it leads up to a couple of spots and they're just dumb. Like Sub-Zero runs over Scorpion, like kicks him in the head as he does it, and it's stupid. And there's this really fucking weird, we'll show it now, flipping thing that ends with Scorpion mud stomping, like double chest stomping him. It's the most contrived bullshit.
Do you know what it is? It looks like they've tried to do sort of game animation.
Yeah.
But somehow it's more clunky than what the game looks like.
It just looks terrible.
Like the way they flip and move and that.
Okay, more terrible wire work with Liu Kang as he flips over to save Sub-Zero. Scorpion disappears. He's there behind. Actually, there's a fun little error that they've done there on the wide shot after Liu Kang jumps over and attempts to save Sub-Zero, but before Scorpion has risen to take in Katana, there's a scene where Scorpion's just chilling in the background. Like, he hasn't appeared yet, but you can just see him there, just waiting for his cue. It's hilarious. So he's there in the side shot, and then like it cuts close. He's not there, and then he appears. But he kidnaps Katana. Really weirdly, before he teleports, he shouts out "suckers."
Yeah, no, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's just like "suckers," and then takes Katana.
It's like in the Scorpion voice as well. Like it's "suckers."
You get a pretty wonderful bit where Sub-Zero goes, "You alone are not ready," and then just fucks off. Yeah. It's like, you are alone and not ready, so
you are alone.
So you are alone. It's like, bye.
Enjoy being not ready.
Yeah. Also, guys, hope you enjoyed Sub-Zero and Scorpion there.
Because that's it.
Never see them again.
Never seen again. It boils my piss, this.
Stupid sphere traveling segment again, and Sonya sneaks away into some fucking base and meets up with Jax, who now has the
metal arms, the iconic
metal arms. Except they're not bionic arms; they're
clearly
they're in sleeves. one they look like sleeves, and they are actually described to be sleeves. They're enhancements. They're not actually arms. Later, the arms the arms come off, and
I
it looks
forgot
ridiculous
about
as
that.
fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are some shots where the arms actually look quite impressive, but at the minute they look plastic
It's
as
just
fuck.
mental that they just each are just like what's the crack?
It's like
where she just bumps into him in the this facility. Like,
well, they've it's weird. He's clearly here because he had this done. Like he had the enhancements on him, but she knew he was at a facility somewhere. But like, if this takes place just before the first movie, she's just been in Outland for a goddamn fucking while. So yeah, so like, how does she know where he? Like, maybe Raiden is like, he is a god, so maybe he helped. But I don't know. All I know is that I will give it one credit after who's that? Is that Cyrax, isn't it?
One,
yeah, that's Cyrax. Yeah, after Cyrax.
Or if you go by the original names in Prototype, Mustard.
Oh.
And they called the red one Ketchup.
Oh, okay. I think Mustard's less badass.
Yeah.
Cyrax is cooler. But there's a nice little thing where Cyrax kicks down the doors, and then you see Sonya and Jax like stand up. Jack looks pretty badass.
Yeah,
in the sleeveless military jacket.
I do like it's the little touch of, he doesn't just get a sleeveless jacket, he immediately tears the sleeves off the jacket.
It's fun.
Little like it's sugar on top of shit, but it was a little bit sweet
in any regard.
It's just as a MK fan, like that was the MK moment in this film.
So
that's it.
So a new challenger appears. Cyrax blows down the doors. Jack, some goons fucking run in as well. Jax, taps Sonya. I'll take homeboy. God.
These one-liners are terrible. Yeah, like when he gets up off the table and he's like, I could use these in high school. It's like, every line he gives is a quip. Yeah, and he's that kind of tropey badass. He's the one that's always wisecracking, never vulnerable, always on top. Even when he's getting beat up, I totally got this, guys. Yeah, and you kind of get invested in him because he's always going to win. Yeah. One of the first things he says when they're fighting is, I take it we can't talk about this. Yeah. It's stupid. Although one fun thing I do like about this fight scene, when Sonya's fighting the goons. By the way, quite good actually. Sonya, I don't is competent. Like they've shot her well. She's doing kicks and stuff with good form. But when they're fighting Sonya and the goons, there's a scene with Sonya fighting with Jax and Cyrax in the background, and there's a wonderful bit where they're clearly just like going really slow. At one point, it even looks like Cyrax is just dancing, and it's just like they're not going with any sense of urgency. They're just like doing shit, so it looks like they're fighting. It's kind of hilarious. I like background art.
In the level. Yeah. It's quite fun though, but. It's actually a decent fight scene overall. There's too much cutting.
None of it. It's at an average lower than the first film in its fights. Yeah, but it's still, the average is still generally quite okay. But when it's bad,
when it's bad, it's bad. And when it's good, it's.
I haven't got up to one of the bad ones yet, but when it's bad,
but
you'll see.
It's the fight is serviceable, but with a problem that I keep having to fucking say: an incredibly dumbass finish. There's gasoline and shit all over, and Sonya blows some chemical in Cyrax and just.
True to our character though in the game at least.
Yeah, and kills him with like fire and stuff. And then this is explained later, but it's explained later, it's not smart, but like a tattoo thing dissolves off of Cyrax, turns into a small dragon thing, and like just teleports away.
It's all of the enemies when they die that dragon.
Then just Cyrax explodes. Cyrax explodes as Jack and Sonya jump away from it. Well, they jump away from a terrible green screen effect. Yeah. I would argue that's worse than Power Rangers.
Yes, I agree.
That is so much worse.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I don't think I think I'd struggle to find a Power Rangers clip that was worse. Yeah. That's like it was so bad. Anyway, we are evil generals meeting up. We have Sindel. Yeah, Sindel. Sindel's the mother. Motaro's the big oxen. SHEEVA's the female Goro type.
Yep, and we have Rain and Ermac.
Purple and Red Ninja, respectively.
Yep. So, Shao Kahn comes back in. Well, first...
you have the goofy general confrontation with SHEEVA and
yeah,
Motaro.
Shao Kahn comes in, not having any of that shit, and it's just... Rain is trying to do not a bit of sucking up, but he's just like, I've killed like 7 of the world's most mightiest warriors for you in the past like little while. Like, well done, Rain. Like, good fucking job. Shao Kahn apparently not appreciating good work when he sees it. Asks, did you have them beg for your life? To which point, like, Rain's you given that sort of, I've got to give the boss here an answer he doesn't like, but I'm going to try and justify it sort of thing. Whereas really he should say, no, why the fuck would I do that? You wanted me to kill people. I killed people. I've seen action movies before. If I give a hero time to beg for his life, Deus Ex Machina is going to step in. But unfortunately, Rain has to say, no, Shao Kahn, I just killed them. At which point Shao Kahn has a bit of a hissy fit and hammers Rain into a oddly conveniently placed fire pit. Like, there's no other, like, he just hits him and then there's a cut and it's just fire pit.
Yeah. It's like the fall arc doesn't match up the movement as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's like moving to the right, and then straight vertically down. Terrible villain development. I get the idea they're going for. It doesn't work at all. Of like, he's so evil, he's willing to kill one of his own men even when he's done good work, just because his own men isn't evil enough to serve him.
So stupid. So he they all have a bit of a like, because Rain was apparently the head general, so now there's a job opening, and they all give their opinions as to why they should be the best. My favourite one being Ermac, because she as we saw before, Motaro and SHEEVA have a bit of a clash, and they have a bit of a one-upsman sort of thing. Where like Motaro's like, I'll crush them because of this reason. She was just like, I'll crush them better than what he did. And Ermac has a little bit of just like, well, I'm not going to let personal feelings get in the way, so you should just pick me because I'm better at my fucking job.
I hate SHEEVA in this, more than anyone.
And Shao Kahn is like, you're all petty and personal and shit. Shindel, you've stood there and not argued for your position. You're perfect for this job. You've sat there passively. That's what I want in a general murdering people.
Yeah,
you go, girl.
But no, what I was saying before is I hate SHEEVA in this. Not like because of the actress or anything. Like not knocking her. That made all the characters as badly written as each other.
Yeah,
but no one looks stupider when moving.
Yeah,
SHEEVA looks really dumb in motion. Really dumb. The bit where she flails at Motaro, it really looks. Well, it's flailing and it looks so bad.
We cut to Liu Kang wandering around a desert.
Only to meet character cameo number 72.
Yeah, but first he gets attacked by a wolf that turns into a camera. That then turns into Nightwolf. Nightwolf essentially name drops animality.
Do you know what? If they're going to put animalities in, they're going to put Scorpion in. They need to do Scorpion's animality.
Which was his again?
It's a penguin.
Oh,
just to troll fans. I think it's Sindel gets the Scorpion, and then like Scorpion, they like turn him into a penguin, and his animality is he lays an egg and runs away, and then the egg explodes. Whereas like whoever gets the Scorpion, I want to say it's Sindel. It's definitely not Scorpion. Whoever gets the Scorpion, turns into a giant Scorpion, spears you on its stinger. It looks badass as fuck. And Scorpion, icon of Mortal Kombat, most recognizable badass character of the entire series, turns into a dinky little penguin and shits an exploding egg. It's glorious,
adorable as fuck. I can't get that mental image out of my head. It's so adorable, adorably like terrifying, but adorable. Adorifying? I don't know. But Nightwolf is a bit of a dick. So Liu Kang's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out. Wait. Oh yeah. Katana. I need you. Okay, I'm in. So Nightwolf breaks out his, you need to pass 3 tests or I'm not helping you. The first one being...
What is your favourite colour? What It's the terminal velocity. But I can't remember what the sparrow's called. But yeah, it's very Monty Python.
If only.
Nightwolf looks the part, mind.
Yeah,
he looks very, very good.
I mean, his transition from wolf into a man was fucking terrible.
No, it doesn't. But he looks like a very good Nightwolf cosplayer.
Yeah, he does. You go, Nightwolf cosplayer who's just wandered on set. There's a bit where he's like, right, we need to do 3 tests. Liu Kang's, fuck's sake, what's the first one? You need to find your inner animality. How do we do this? Well, there's a quick way or a long way. Well, I'm obviously not gonna want the long way. It's like Nightwolf. I thought you would say that, so we just knocked him out.
And then you never see Nightwolf again, do you? I think.
Well. First you get a sort of vision quest kind of scene where, like Tana's there telling him, yeah, you let me get captured, you did things, and there's flashbacks to the first movie where you said his brother, and
the better movie.
Nightwolf is there, is like sort of sitting, meditating next to a fire, saying, believe in yourself, shit like that. Like, it's annoying because Liu Kang spent the entire first movie having this fucking character arc. We don't need to go through it again. He overcomes it, essentially. There's a weird CGI thing, and he finds his inner animality. That comes into play later.
Not as bad as the CGI later, though, but we'll get to that.
So he wakes up in...
Now, I am right in thinking, though, like, after that scene, Nightwolf is gone.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed Nightwolf. He's gone off with Sub-Zero and Scorpion to party for a bit.
It's doing what Street Fighter 2 did, but it's doing it badly.
Yeah, so Liu Kang wakes up in sort of a snowy, sort of like dreamlike sort of place where
quite like
really weird,
set.
and like, you know, he wakes up and there's a scantily clad woman around, and you're like, oh, this must be the second test. Ooh, turns out this is the second test, but this is reality. This isn't a dream. So you meet Jade.
Awesome character.
Yeah, that's
from the games.
Yeah, so this is Jade.
Pretty okay in this. I don't remember, from watching it being anything spectacular. Nothing terrible.
So,
one of the stronger elements.
Yeah, so Jade totally hits on Liu Kang.
It hits on, like, it's like, hey, Lou, boob, face. That's it.
And then kiss. Yeah.
Yeah. There's hits on, and there's like, I'm gonna molest you now.
Yeah, pretty much forced herself on him. So Liu Kang refuses her advances, like after kissing her for a while, and says, my heart belongs to another. Jade doesn't take it well. With a cool little transition where she changes and the entire set changes, and she looks more like Jade from the games.
Yeah, I really like the snow set though. Like, I wish they'd stayed in that.
Yeah.
Because the transition to the real set looks shit.
Yeah. The problem is here, continuity wise, this is reality. Like, he isn't still dreaming anymore, because after this fight, like, they have the fight scene, which is just a small little fight scene, and then Jade admits to saying, it's just test number 2, you passed, yay. Well done, your heart is true and shit, like, you really do love Katana. And then they have a talk where Jade says, I know a way into the like Shao Kahn's temple. That is, like, it's where I escaped from. Nobody else knows it apart from me. You can get in, you can save Katana, and you come out. And Liu Kang's like, right, this was test 2 though. What happened to test 3? And Jade's just like, fuck it, you're good. You're good. You're good for test 3. We don't need test 3. We can just go now. And Liu Kang's just like, oh, I feel like test 3 was important. Katana. All right, let's go. And then they like wander off screen, and the next time you see them, they're like meeting up with Sonya and Jax and stuff. But they wandered off. So this must be reality. Like, he never woke up, had an awkward conversation with Nightwolf, being like, Jade said 2 out of 3 ain't bad, so I'm off. So, like, this is reality, but they started in the snow place, so Jade has the power to, like, manipulate environments, or he's still high, or like, what the fuck's happening?
Unless I'm gonna go fan theory on this.
Please,
I'm making
please
it up
do.
now.
I want something to explain what the fuck's happening.
Everything from this point in the movie is still part of the hallucination.
Oh my god, they're going full Inception. Holy shit.
When he overcomes Shao Kahn at the end, because spoiler alert, Liu Kang wins. Gee, who knew?
Spoiled it. Another. We spoiled both
second
movies.
time in a row. I'm sorry, guys. Who knew? Maybe in the unreleased Mortal Kombat 3,
the problem,
he was gonna wake up.
The problem is there though. He's dreaming about events that he doesn't like he's not there for. So how would we see those if it's all in his subconscious?
Well, he has when he goes into the trippy dream state, he sees like Katana just isolated. Like she's breaking the fourth wall and talking to him, but there are still incidents where he dreams of his brother dying. You could argue he's haunted by visions, but it's still isolated from him.
I don't know if that makes this a worse or better movie.
It makes it no different. It's still fucking terrible, but I'm going to pretend I can take some sort of gratuitous analysis out of it. And
speaking of Katana, we cut to Shao Kahn's temple, and we see
elaborate prison cell.
Yeah, really oddly elaborate prison cell. So Kahn attempts to make some amends, but Katana literally spits it back in his face. He's still not got his fucking armor on, and he still just looks like a bloke that you just wouldn't want to mess with. He looks like a stereotypical Cockney at this point.
Absolutely.
He just look at him. Look
next to Jason Statham.
He just looks like a dude. I realize it's a weird comparison, but I want to see full Triple H Shao Kahn entrance at all times. We'll flick up like the entrance for you here. So if you don't watch wrestling, we'll get you into it slowly. But like this is what I want to see Shao Kahn permanently.
Yeah,
like this is what I want.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Always with the armor, hammer as well, all the while, because he's just not intimidating otherwise. He's just a bloke. It's annoying as fuck. Once again, we cut to somewhere completely different. Jax and Sonya are wandering about the wasteland.
Jax still making quips.
Sonya,
honestly, he's like fucking Bimmy.
Yeah. Oh god, he actually kind of is. But at this point, actually, he does have a kind of valid point. I will this one time argue in his favour that Sonya's being a really fucking shitty friend here, because Jax at this whole point is just complaining that he just wants some answers. He doesn't. He's just been transported halfway around the world on that fucking sphere thing. He doesn't know why the world's emerging together. What's happening? He's just there because Sonya's essentially been like, I need some help, but then won't tell him any reason for the help. So this entire scene, he's just like, why are you not... What's happening with the world? Why do you need my help? The fuck's going on? And Sonya's just... We're going this way. It's a fuck's sake! Yeah. So he like walks off
all the characters
with some
needlessly like...
Yeah. We get an ambush. Sonya gets ambushed by Melina, although she's never mentioned by name. This is Melina.
We don't see her teeth, do we?
No, she's wearing the mask. Although I would say Melina.
It's definitely Melina.
We get the worst kind of objectification fan service as they're
fighting
around.
They literally have a
mud.
fucking mud fight. Oh, it's sickening. Like, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
So, and like, before...
And Jax is nowhere to be found, of course, so that the ladies can have the mud fight.
And before, and this as well, like, I don't know if they, like, planned it or it just happened, but, like, they're having the mud fight and, they're all in either tight-fitting clothing or, like, fairly loose, and it's just, it's just terrible.
There's a really sickening taste.
Yeah, and then you sort of go from one sort of what was that to another what was that? As first you get the stupid fucking dragon tattoo thing again, and then
PS1 graphics,
and then you get this statue thing in the background that has that turns into this terrible CGI, like, I want to say dragon, but now the girls have had their chance to have their mud fight. Jax is back, and it
looks, to be honest, favourite bit in the movie, because it looks fucking hilarious, because as you just sit, you get Jax cutting in, and it's like, and then it cuts to the white, and he's just digging it in the ankle, and like shin, like, just have that, you little bastard.
It's a quite fun thing, though, as Jack jumps up, hits the guy on the head, and like I know it probably isn't doing this, like Jack's done enough damage to it that it's like defeated and retreating, but to me it's like he's hit him so hard, he's hit him literally like underground, like he's like, I mean,
do you know what I thought when I saw that scene?
What?
That's a fancy game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it is, right? Oh god, it's so fucking stupid. Anyway, we're at the we cut to Raiden at the Temple of the Elder Gods, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm really feeling a sense of urgency right now. Like those 6 days are really getting along quick, aren't they?
There's just stuff happening.
Yeah,
and like plot like is progressing, but it's so bare, and then it's just like he has some shit with these characters. He has some shit with these characters. He has a cameo. He has another cameo. He has another cameo. Remember this character from the games? Sure do. Yeah, well, you're getting them for the next 30 seconds, and then the plot's gonna like go somewhere else and do something else.
So stupid.
It's just boring.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest faults of it. It's fucking boring. Like
it really is. I mean, we're desperately trying to get through this plot. Really, we're just getting to the next. I'm doing the bare minimum of explaining so I can get to the next thing I make fucking fun of.
It's just because that's the thing. It's like
that's the only fun
it's difficult to walk you through the movie because it's just like rather than this happens, which leads to this thing, but then this thing. It's this happens, then this happens, then this happens. Then this happens. There's no but, and then there's all those. It's just one thing after another.
Like that's. I can't remember who came up with the idea, but there's that storytelling, like that story logic where everything needs to feed into other. You either like a plot point happens and you have like the word but there, or you have like therefore, like you have that idea that something either leads to something or something is in conflict with something that leads to something.
Wasn't it? I think it might have been Pixar. It was some like someone who's really fucking good at storytelling.
Yeah. It's that idea that everything leads to something else. Like you don't have just things thrown together, but that is what this is. This is like just things happening. The movie. Nothing's engaging. There's no sense of urgency. Just shit like this. Like there is something here. You know, Shao Kahn broke the rules that the Elder Gods laid down. So, you know, therefore, Raiden went to the Elder God Temple to question them. You know, but then the Elder Gods don't do anything.
So it doesn't mean it's not.
It's
just then Raiden goes to the Elder Gods.
Yeah, to sort of, you know, bridge the scene so you understand what's going on. You know, Raiden is at the Elder Gods and he
nice set, to be fair. The candles lovely. Shame about the CG dragon with the water. Otherwise it would look
and the weird Elder Gods that are just like bad CG, like fire, flames and water, like fire, I think it's supposed to be electricity in the middle. But you
wind maybe.
Well, you later learn that okay, like, you know, spoiler for later, guys.
Screen wipe as well. Really?
God,
is this fucking Star Wars?
But you later learn from just from the plot that there's 3 Elder Gods, and one of them is Raiden's dad. So I would assume that maybe one in the middle is like something to do with lightning, but it could be wind. But in any case, like he's talking to the Elder Gods, and pretty much what happens is the Elder Gods are just pricks. Raiden's there going, "Hey, you laid down these fundamental rules to the universe, and Shao Kahn just decided to break one of them." And pretty much the response is like, what can you do about it? So, you know, Raiden's like, well, you can do quite a lot, really, can't you? It's like, we could, but you really care about those Earthlings, don't you? It's like, yeah, you love them, don't you? It's like, well, yeah, probably. Like, I spend a lot of time there. Would you give up your immortality for them? It's like, well, that's not on me, you pricks. and then as
sort it out yourself.
And then as Dan says, fucking screen wipe to the next scene.
I've just realised, without even meaning to, is this like Star Wars? So, we haven't played one game yet.
Okay.
If the Daily Mail described Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
okay,
what would they compare it to?
So it's like Star Wars because every film is like Star Wars,
and we've already established it's got right.
It's like Terminator Genesis because it has robot elements in it, and it's a shit movie
and a shit sequel.
Yes.
Double whammy.
And if you want to know how much of a shit sequel there is, Dan's done a lovely rant on it right here. And
shameless. The shameless plug is totally on you in that one.
I've committed to it now. And it's like The Room. Only the bad elements of The Room, not the cult classic side of The Room. So it's like The Room because there's no likable characters, there's no plot, there's no sense of urgency. Shit happens and it's a crap film.
Oh man. No, actually, I'm gonna change your 3. I'm gonna propose my own 3.
I'm fine with that.
Because
Daniel,
in the spirit,
what would the 3 be?
Because in the spirit of the Daily Mail, we've got to remember. I've just realised, although everything you said is completely true, nothing the Daily Mail says is true.
That's a fair
we have to connect it to good movies because that's what the rule is. You know, Super Mario Brothers, they said was like
Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and
Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay, that's a fair point. I suppose
so
I was
I'm
cheating.
Say that this is like Star Wars,
Yeah,
because
every film is Star Wars.
It's a fantasy epic, and I'm so glad you were drinking water there.
Carry on. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be
So
back.
it's like to break it.
I'm like Terminator.
Yeah.
Because I'm a disappointed.
It's a shame you're not the youngest of two
Yeah,
siblings.
it's unfortunately I'm the oldest, so it's my brother that's Terminator Genesis.
You're the one and only original.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like Star Wars because it's a fantasy epic. It's like the Raid 2 because it has action fight scenes, but it has more plot than the first film. So it's like the Raid 2. We've already used the Raid in another one.
Yeah, but Raid 2, that works, yeah.
And it's like Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Because Jack's got 2 lethal weapons in the form of his arms. Just move on. Just move on. I'm committing. I'm not going to defend it.
So we cut back to Sonya and Jax, and apparently Sonya found a river in that scene change, and a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Liu Kang, Jade, Sonya, and Jack all meet up. They meet up, in fact, with Jade just kicking Jack in the back. It's quite fun. There's a bit of just tension of hey Liu Kang, who the fuck's she? Where's Katana? Maybe I'll let her get kidnapped. What the fuck? And Jack's like, hey girl, how you doing? Any case, one of Shao Kahn's exterminating squads are on their trail, so they
Where
quickly.
are these all the rest of the movie?
They're apparently constantly chasing around.
You see just like glimpses of this army, and then like they'll just dick around for like an hour or so, and it's like, where's the massive army? And then in the final fight, where's the massive army?
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. There isn't anyway. Obviously, I alluded to earlier that idea that the Elder Gods asked Raiden, how much do you care about your immortality? So next time we see Raiden, he looks, not godly anymore. Looks like immortal. He looks like a bad cosplay of Aladdin. With
he
the vest.
really does actually.
Yeah, actually, now that I see about it,
and he's cut his hair because obviously godly powers are in hair.
Yeah,
talent always has to be kept in the body part. That's why when
hair,
Peter Jackson lost his beer belly, he couldn't make the Hobbit cut.
Yeah, it's unfortunate like that, guys, but it is fact. So Raiden looks hilarious as a mortal. Presumably mortal anyway. We didn't hear the end of the question, but I don't know if it's supposed to be ambiguous, but he's clearly fucking mortal here. So Shao Kahn, still not got the fucking mask on. Tells Sindel, Sindel, yeah. Kill them all. So she screams and destroys mountains.
Using the traditional move. I mean, a scream does kill people in the game, so it's kind of
this time
powerful.
it's like
it never destroys sets like
this one's destroying
whatever.
poorly put together sets. Liu Kang, Jade, Sonya, Jax, and Raiden portal over to Outland with
I
some
believe they
terrible
don't
fucking
portal over.
effects.
I believe they Windows Movie
Make
Maker
those over.
that effect that everybody was using where it would change the colours.
Yeah.
They Windows Movie Maker disco ball over.
There you
That's
go.
what they do.
We get some we get some visuals of Outland and Earth realm merging. There's like some iconic bridges floating and stuff, and
iconic bridges reconstructed with what looks like Play-Doh.
There's the Eiffel Tower in the background of a couple of scenes. It's quite hilarious. Anyway, now Jade's like, hey, since we're here, I know a way into Shao Kahn's temple. Let's do this. So yeah, let's wander off. We get another scene of Shao Kahn being absolutely less intimidating. I'll let this play out while I'm talking, but this is the entire crux of this scene. Daddy, I'm doing a good job. Please love me. That's it. That's all the scene is. Shao Kahn has some serious fucking daddy issues, and it makes him so less intimidating that his motivation is just, Daddy, I want you to love me.
I really dislike his dad as well.
He's so bland.
He's just there's nothing to him.
It's just it's a shit scene. Just terrible. Sindel turns up to attack Raiden, Jax, Jade, and Sonya. And some poorly animated PS1 graphics become
Oh wow,
they're bad, aren't they?
Look bad.
They become free copies of Reptile. Because of course they do. Because if you famously played the games, Reptile is part of triplets. That's a fact. Oh, sorry. Liu Kang's still there. It's only now that he pisses off to go save Katana, and Raiden's like, "Yo, I got this," and then gets blasted for a building because that's the only offense that happens to Raiden throughout the entire movie. He gets blasted. I haven't even
mentioned how much Raiden gets blasted. Just blasted off frame. Really.
Yeah, he just gets blasted. That's the only type of offense. That's it. You know what? Montage. Only offense that happens to him. He gets blasted way too much in this goddamn movie. Anyway, he gets blasted through a fucking building, and 2 reptiles jump through. The third one was like, guys, you got this. Apparently.
The fuck is this?
We get flippy shit.
No contact fighting.
Yeah, we get flippy shit at the fight with no contact fighting, and it
makes it sick in my mouth.
You know what? These people, outside of the fight, they've got talent. I'm sure they're parkouring all over the place, but as fight scenes go, it's
like
so
the
stupid.
start of the fight looks like ballet.
Yeah,
like I know it's a joke people have made before, but it's spot on. You kind of deny it. And then even when the majority, like, they make a couple of contacting kicks, but generally the majority of it just looks like dancing.
Yeah.
And I get that fighting in choreography is its own form of dance, but like you kind of try and hide that fact with violence, and they do nothing to hide it.
It's really dumb. So Raiden wins, obviously, and Raiden then pops his head back outside, and Shindel's just down. It's like, what happened there? Jade's, I ambushed her after she attacked you. And Raiden's got a little look of, I don't believe you for a fucking second. Yeah. It's quite nice. They have a lovely little look of just, what are you thinking? What are you talking about? Shao Kahn delivers a stirring speech, something. One line that stuck out to me was, you're all here to witness the dawning of mankind's final day. So it's been either 5 or 6 days, depending on what the final day is, because they got 6 days for
seventh.
It was 7th day was the day that mankind rest in peace. So apparently this is 6 days after the start of the movie. I don't know, but I never got that.
No communication of time.
Yeah. Anyway, random Eiffel Tower shot in the background, which I found amusing as all hell.
Because iconic structure, stick it in. That makes people make the connection. Woo! It's like you couldn't do it any other way, of course.
Liu Kang sneaks in, and apparently this secret passageway is literally under the fucking throne. Yeah, that ain't secret. Fuck right off. That's so stupid.
Nice set though.
It's
the same set I said before was a nice set,
but it's still a nice set. Yeah. Anyway, finds Katana, and it's like, hey, my favorite bit of the another absolutely piece of trash dialogue. Liu Kang gets attacked. Katana, it's a trap, Liu. Leave. No fucking shit. He just got attacked. You can't be like, it's a trap after the trap's been fucking sprung. It's like those dickheads. It's like the dickheads. You walk into a room. Oh, watch your head. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks so fucking much. Oh, God, it's so fucking stupid. Although I do partially now want Katana's reading of "It's a trap, Liu" to be the new "It's a trap."
Yeah.
I'm much happier with that.
It's a trap, Liu.
Anyway,
he gets attacked
by
Baraka.
That's
it's technically, I don't think the film would make the connection, but isn't there a couple of them?
Yeah, there's 3 of them
overall, I think.
So it's not.
It's Tarkatans, who are Baraka's species.
Technically, one of them could be.
One of them could be Baraka. I don't remember it outrightly saying. I think the movie probably calls them all Baraka, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. I don't think. I think they're one like Melina that's never mentioned by name, who or what they are. The first one, the one-on-one, is quite cool. Like you get some shit. Like again, I believe, much like the last one, Robin Shu, who is Liu Kang, is the fight choreographer again. So when he gets a chance, he can actually have some competent fighting.
On Baraka though, do they not remind you of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, the early films, like, it's the bit where he gets right up in his face. It looks very not bad. Like, there's some talents went into it, but just not like Baraka. It's a really kid-friendly looking design, like a silly like masculine. You know what I mean? It just looks silly.
It's I don't know. I can sort of see what you mean. So the first fight is like short, but it's alright. It's competent, and then shit starts getting weird when they're fighting on chains, dance. Like swinging through the air. It's really weird. Like, and then they end up on top of Katana's cell, and Liu Kang, sorry, never Liu. Conveniently kicks one of them into a random fire pit, and we will like slow this down and and show it to you. This is the exact same footage as Rain getting hit into it before. You can see you can see the purple. It like fucking lazy cheap bastards of this film.
Yes.
So Liu Kang busts Katana out, and then it's like, oh, we had that, but now time for the boss fight. Boom, SHEEVA's there. She's scary. Except they SHEEVA jumps into the middle, runs, and just Liu Kang
is immediately squished.
Yeah, throws a knife. Cuts a chain, the cell that she
but
was
you
on. I know. This is this. Between the CGI and the prosthetics that would have had to have gone into making a SHEEVA like 2-on-1 fight scene, like
which is what they wanted.
Yeah, which is what they wanted to do in the original script, engaging and fun, would have been too much money. So they changed the fight scene into a death scene and just moved on.
I think that's the epitome of the difference between good filmmaking and bad filmmaking. Obviously there's some things, you're limited. You will have to change things like when it comes to the actual production, but to do something that lazy, like that's bad filmmaking. It's like this is too much, best not do it. Then is not the language you want to use. At a push you want to use, this is too much, best cut it back. But really you want to say, this is too much, how can we do it alternatively? Every filmmaker's come up with challenges, even millions of dollars, like, because even like films with millions and millions in budgets will have that point where it's like, this is too much, but they'll come, like, if it's a good director at the helm, they'll do an alternative. Jurassic Park, for example.
Jurassic Park's a perfect example of that.
Perfect example. Let's make all these dinosaurs animatronics because I want them to feel like real and that. This is too much. How else can we do it? Well, what if we make the models smaller, use them as a basis for CG, which at the time as well, you got to think was bold because that wasn't even really a technology, like not to the extent of which Jurassic Park uses it. They came up with an alternative way, saved loads of money, still made the film look great. That's the approach to filmmaking you should take. Not this is too much, scrap it. How else can we do it? But it's being prepared to go that extra mile in thinking. And they just weren't.
I think you are right. It was also a kind of tagline for this entire movie of just nobody cared. So just Katana and Liu Kang just meet up back with everybody. Like, the transition's not important. So sorry guys, it's not really been fucking important up until now, but I've forgotten to mention since it's important now. Sindel is Katana's mother.
I mentioned that right at the start.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Like Katana in the film says that she saw her mother die, but then obviously is rethinking that with this scene here, because they like sort of captured her, and according to Raiden, who is relaying the word of the Elder Gods, love is the answer. Ugh. Love will break all bones. Love heals all wounds. Love is the answer. I didn't realize we were already at the first Pokemon movie. But
if we were at the first Pokemon movie, I'd be having a lot better time.
I'd be much happier. But it didn't work. Fuck the power of love. Raiden comes to the conclusion that apparently the Elder Gods lied to him, which is I think is supposed to be a implicit. It's supposed to imply that what you later learn that Raiden's dad is one of the Elder Gods, and Raiden has a brother, Shao Kahn, and Raiden's dad is working with Shao Kahn. So that old guy that you've been seeing for a while, that is also Raiden's dad. He's one of the elder gods. And I think the implied thing here is that he was the one talking out of the three and just lied about this whole thing.
Yeah.
In any case,
Sindel.
Yeah, Sindel. How do you?
I told you. Fuck off.
Hams it up to no fucking end.
The
spins
the
way.
unnecessary spin.
Yeah. Jade has an obvious heel turn.
Yeah.
And then oh wait, there's a hair flick, isn't there, against Raiden, who's just slowly wandering over. Jade is a haha, you all fell for my trick. I'm so fucking smart. Yeah, that's right. Now we both kill you, and then it's like, ooh, what? There's only two of us. Actually,
didn't think this one through.
we should probably just leave and come back later. That's horrible flashy spin thing as well. So Sindel turns into Wonder Woman and then leaves.
No, I'll tell you what she turns into.
What?
The Too Many Cooks video. that's what she becomes.
Nice. Yeah, that is exactly right. We get some questions answered in this next scene. In the intervening time as well, Jade just fucks off because of course. In the next scene, Raiden answers some questions. The tattoo dragon things are temporary safe passage, like passes essentially. They are bestowed by an elder god, Raiden's father, and as I've said, Raiden and Shao Kahn are brothers. So, there's an elder god working with Shao Kahn essentially to bestow these tattoos on all of Shao Kahn's minions so they can have safe passage between realms, and that's how they
it's basically
broke the rule.
They didn't pass go, but they still collected $200.
Exactly.
That's how you know about evil.
Yeah. So that's all this is. It's just exposition for them trying to recover their tracks.
It's them covering plot holes.
Yeah.
There's that really weird bit where there's next door where Jade reunites with Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Jade's there like, hey, I did what you wanted me to do, and Shao Kahn's like, right, so they're all dead. He's like, no, there was like two of us and 6 of them. I ran the fuck away. So Shao Kahn's like, right, well, did you see what I did to Rain, who did murder people I wanted? What do you think I'm going to do to you, who didn't?
Villains like this annoy me because why would anyone work for them?
Exactly.
I get that they're like, oh well, they're powerful and I've got to do them because I'm scared of them, but you don't have to go back.
Yeah,
it's horror. It's such a cliche, like villains that'll just kill their men and that. Sometimes it works, like in certain contexts, if they're really like rewarding to like when you do well, like or it's only when you cross them. But like a guy who literally you do anything between bad and pretty good. Like anything but exceptional death.
Yeah.
It's like why would you work for him?
Why would you do it? It's so stupid.
And there's a really, like the camera work in this is so bad. There's a bit where like he holds Jade up to feed her to like reptile, isn't it?
No, it's
like
that weird.
Kind of
it's that thing that Jack like hit back into the ground a while ago. This weird statue thing that can just is around. And like this is again last time you see the statue thing, guys. Hope you enjoyed him.
And do you know what it is? I don't even understand how they've managed it. But like the camera works so bad, a head looks like a balloon.
Oh,
Did you notice that?
Yeah, actually, that's
like
so stupid.
It's not just me. Like the way they framed it, a head looks freaking massive, like and bloated and stretched. It's like, what did you do to that image to get that?
Yeah.
Like, because I would have just framed that up and went, what? No, that's a really bad angle.
Like, yeah. I completely agree. But as Dan said, Jade dies. And Shao Kahn threatens Sindel for a bit with just you'll end up like her if you don't do your job. Well, that's so stupid. Anyway, back to the heroes. So Raiden's cutting out at this point. He's just like, Liu Kang's like, yeah, come on guys, we got this. All right, last assault on the base, we can take all of them out. Raiden, you got Shao Kahn, right? Nah mate, nah, I don't. Sorry, what? Like my father has this thing where it's like there's only one of us that can really be like the better guy, so we're gonna have to kill each other at some point, right? So I beat my brother the first time we fought, but then I didn't kill him, and that's not changing. So I'm off. Good luck, guys. Believe in yourself. You can do it. So Raiden fucks off. Katana, Jax, and Sonya are like, right. Well, Lou, you're doing it. It's like, what? I don't believe in myself. Well, we believe in you, and you're all we got. So let's do this.
I don't believe in you. Believe in the me that believes in the you.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how that scene goes. Raiden gets a weird introspection scene. There's some more flicks between guys, and then the heroes are off for the main base.
Yeah, they use that set again in those flicks you just mentioned, and I'm starting, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking they really used that set, like, because it was their own. They knew that was like that only one good set.
Yeah, they really tried to milk that for much they worth. Liu Kang comes across his home in Outland because of course he fucking does.
Like despite the fact that it's clearly randomly merging, all of Earthrealm's merging so randomly.
Right there next to the final battle
tower. And it's like, oh yeah, we took this bit from France, but also this very specific location that isn't iconic in China.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Anyway, Liu Kang has a bit of an introspection moment and then is like, can we do this? I said, yes, we will, fight together. And if we die, we will die in battle together. Yeah, way to fucking rally the troops, Lou. Anyway, they rush off and we get a final sort of showdown. We get the four villains that are left.
What's with Motaro's teeth?
I don't know.
It's like he's wearing like like when you go to like Magic Box and fancy dress shops, the like hillbilly teeth.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's like it's not the actor. Because he's like accentuating it, like it's like he's putting on.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
it's like he's trying to do like
part horse. I get that he's part horse, but like the horse teeth thing looks really stupid. Shao Kahn though,
he's wearing wearing the armor.
In the armor.
Yeah,
and to the film's credit, it looks kinda badass.
Yeah, they've managed to film it well. It's like as a problem where if you like at any point sort of pause on the armor, it looks really fucking plastic.
Yeah.
But the way it's sort of shot, it's fine. But we have this dramatic standoff, and then boom, just Raiden comes out of nowhere, and he has a bit of a talk with his dad and his brother, and there's that typical sort of, what you guys doing? Cut the shit out. Come on, we don't need to do this. His dad offers him, don't be like that, son. Join the dark side.
Yeah.
Hey! There it is.
Like Star Wars.
Like Star Wars. And, of course, like Star Wars, Raiden refuses. It's the stereotypical fucking thing. And what a surprise. He gets fucking blasted off the off the stairs that he's on, down to the feet of the heroes. Dead. But not before a death speech. So our heroes.
Do you know what I love? I love about Raiden's death scene.
What?
There's a bit where he's like, it looks less like he's dying, and just that he's been hitting the nuts. He's like really like, oh my balls.
Oh, that makes this scene so much fun. But anyway, our hero's reinvigorated from his sacrifice. It's time to fight. So everybody pairs off.
They literally pair off.
Yeah, Liu Kang and Shao Kahn obviously have their fight. Katana
you can tell how
and
lazy
Shindel have
the
their
film
fight.
is at this point as well.
Sonya and
because
Ermac.
Sonya it gets Ermac, and there's no reason for Sonya to fight Ermac.
Literally.
So she literally says, "Leftovers are fine." I guess.
Yeah. Like it's like obviously Katana's going to take her mother. Jax is the big guy, so he's like, right, I'm going to take the horse fucker. Liu Kang is obviously going after Shao Kahn, so it's literally the only reason Sonya and Ermac can get a fight is because.
They both have no one to fight.
Yeah, it's like...
And the script acknowledges they both have no one to fight.
It's like the script acknowledges it's shit. Anyway, there's fights. We'll show you some of the, I would say, highlights, but...
we'll show you... moments of competency
we'll show you
in a sea of mediocrity.
Yeah, nice way to describe it. Jack, we figure out those bionic arms that Jack has, who we've obviously established earlier that they aren't arms, are pretty much just long gloves as he gets one of them ripped off. Yeah. And it literally...
And then isn't he like, I don't need these, go and like fight him barehanded,
because that
going
was,
against the whole character of Jax.
Because it's something that was... It was something that was established earlier on. You know, Raiden was doing his typical, you guys could do this. And he the first time he saw Jax, he had that thing of just like, what are those arms? And it's like, hey, you just met me. We didn't have a problem here. And he's like, why are you trying to make fun of my arms? Like, these are great. It's like, your arms are your biggest weakness.
I hate this movie.
Yeah, so do I.
I hate it so much.
But yeah, Jack gets his arms, like he gets one of them ripped off, and then with the other one rips it himself off. Symbolizing that he's okay with who he is, and he doesn't need the bionic arms. Other stupid shit that happens during this fight is that Ermac is shit. Getting beaten up by Sonya. So
he's just a filler character.
So he creates Noob to help him. Literally shits him out. Okay, figurative, literally shits him. Actually, I don't know what Ermac is. That could be how he shits. Potentially, literally shits Ermac out. No, Ermac shits out Noob to help.
There's that weird bit where Ermac like tackles Sonya, and she like flick kicks his head. And it's like really, really weird. Like I did it's like a weirdly shot angle. Like all of it's full of just mad bits that don't make sense.
So you get that bit in all the fights where the heroes are on the verge of losing, and then they just stop, and they just stop and win. Like Jack without his arms now just beats up
because the spirit is self-confidence.
Self-confidence just means so much. Now that he hasn't got like those bionic arms that increases his strength by 4 to hold him back, he can suddenly win. So he just starts fucking beating and just starts throwing punches left and right, ends up winning. He then goes on. He's still like, he beats him up, still has enough time to wander over and save Sonya. Sonya Hurricane Rana's Ermac again.
Yes. It looks probably painful when Jack's like uppercuts Motaro as
actually,
well.
Yeah. That's like, a pretty decent one.
It just looks like, I don't know, like it's not his balls, but because like if he was human, that would be where his balls are. Yeah. Just looks like he just guns right into him. Oh, it's horrible. I cringe when I see it. Like I know it's CG, but I'm still like, ooh.
So yeah, Sonya dispatches Ermac with a Hurricane Rana and snaps his neck, and Noob just disappears. I assume because he was shit out with Ermac when Ermac died. Like
there's nothing even noob about him. He just looks like a generic ninja. Like apart from like the oil at the start.
Maybe he was just a generic ninja. I assumed Noob because I think I've read it somewhere, but I might be wrong. He might have just been a generic ninja
because he doesn't do anything like Noob's the whole thing with him. Apart from his initial appearance, Noob, the whole thing with Noob is like he like goes on like oil and liquid and like.
I might be wrong though. I was just assuming that this movie was butchering another character.
It's a fair assumption to me.
Yeah. Also, just as an aside, Sonya snapping Ermac's neck is shit. It's like she just slightly wiggles, and that's enough to think.
We do get my favourite continuity error of all time though.
Oh we'll flash this up here, so you can point it. Please go for it.
Cape.
Yeah.
No cape.
Kitana beats Sindel. Again, we don't see that; it just happens, and forces her to watch Liu Kang and Shao Kahn with the idea of that you're going to watch your master die, which is harsh, but it's like necessary because she comes good again. Like the mother gets her memories back or some shit. Liu Kang uses that animality that he apparently
that he never got the step 3 for.
He apparently learned.
What the fuck is this?
Shao Kahn uses the one that he has apparently,
which turns him for a moment into the Cornheads. And then,
if only that was just the one. Yeah.
And then shit Ghidorah is the only thing I can describe.
We have the worst CGI I think I've ever seen in my life.
I think you're right. Like, it's like, oh my god, Sharknado, like all those kind of like straight to DVD movies, like all look better than this. For a theatrical release, this is inexcusable.
Yeah. So they fight, or at least they attempt to fight. I can't really tell because the animation's so bad. I can't.
It looks like Sega Saturn FMV levels.
I don't. All I know is that eventually they both gravity takes effect as they stumble or like tumble off a ledge, crash into the floor and top of a building, and then just transform back, and that's the end of that. And then get fight between the two again. Like all the heroes and stuff just standing around watching this because Liu Kang needs to do it himself.
Not to mention, not just the heroes. They might be, Liu Kang would have to do it himself, but also Shao Kahn's massive army.
Yeah, again, there was
nowhere to be seen.
There's no.
But he was just addressing them before.
Yeah, and then wandered off to apparently be alone. There's some sort of we've moaned about. We just obviously just now moaned about this, but there's some sort of bone thrown to us in the sense that Shao Kahn's dad is like, for fuck's sake, son, do I have to do everything my goddamn self? And starts raising his arms to put Liu Kang down, and then the other two elder gods turn up and he's just like, nah mate, you've done enough, shut the fuck up, sit down son, with turns up in terrible CGI, and just puts the hand on his shoulders and he's just like, oh, parents here. And they force him down onto his knees. In any case, fight, I'll go over the highlights. Step up, Enziguri, Hurricanrana, dropkick. Liu Kang wins.
Yeah.
So Liu Kang wins, and apparently that means that Shao Kahn turns into a dragon because his whole body was a tattoo.
I don't know.
His dad
turns into
his dad gets imprisoned.
Tron effects.
Well, I was going more. He gets trapped in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
And literally, through the power of Deus Ex fucking Machina, they all just get teleported back to Earth.
And everything's fine.
Literally, the epilogue of this is just everything's fine. Raiden gets resurrected and the Elder Gods
it's so happily ever after.
Offer him his dad's job.
Yeah, I mean, that's just fucking stupid, isn't it?
Shindel's memory of somehow come back, and now she's mother to Katara again. Katara and Liu Kang kiss and start that sort of thing. Raiden comes over, has some generic ass words of wisdom, and then fucks off to his new job as an Elder God.
It's so sickly sweet. It's it's so sickly sweet. It's beyond far-fetched. It's take The Dark Knight for example. It's if that film ended with the whole spoilers for The Dark Knight. By the way, if you haven't seen it, what the fuck's wrong with you? He's not the the hero we need or deserve, blah blah blah, the spiel. But then it's oh no, look, Harvey Dent's alright. Oh, and he says he's gonna be good again. That kind of level of stupidly nice.
You want here's the sort of clincher for you. The last seconds of this movie are the 4 heroes, because as I said, Raiden fucked off. Well, sorry, the 5 heroes, because now Shindel's good as well. Just walking arm in arm off to a lovely sort of.
Honestly, surprised they didn't jump in the air.
Yeah, they did freeze frame. Yeah. Oh, actually surprised. And then
the Mortal Kombat.
And then it has the all fucking audacity to play Mortal Kombat. And
where the fuck was that in the movie?
There was elements of it in the last fight. There was 5 seconds of it.
Right. The other fights, what the fuck was this generic techno shit we got?
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen to this. This is the music for was it the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight that's particularly terrible?
Yeah, I think this was the one.
Scorpion Sub-Zero. I'll play that clip now. Listen to this. Where the fuck's Mortal Kombat there?
It's
just play it at the credits, play it at the opening. To be fair, I'm glad. I don't want it associated with this film. I mean, it is, but as little as possible, please.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's just. Oh God. Oh, should we attempt to overview?
Okay.
This? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll try. Okay, I'll try and get this point by point, because if I just start ranting, I'm going to be here for a while, and you lovely viewers have already suffered through this with us for this part, so I don't want to test your patience too much more. Right, crap characters. They run the gambit of having little to no depth to them, and then run the gambit of being completely unwatchable to completely unlikable. Absolutely horrendous special effects. Just again, borderline unwatchable. Runs the gambit from cringeworthingly bad to absolutely unwatchable. Can't understand what's going on. Mindless fight scenes. The fights aren't anywhere near as good. You get glimpses of competency in a sea of shit. There's no story to latch onto. There's no characters that are compelling to watch. There's There's no plot holes galore. There's no coherence in the story whatsoever. There's no urgency in anything that's happening on screen. It is, and I don't mean to say this lightly, irredeemable. It is an utter pile of shit.
Credits say dedicated to Nicholas.
I'm sorry, Nicholas.
Yeah, poor Nicholas.
To
fucking my thoughts on it is fucking ruined.
It killed nostalgia for you. It ruined your childhood. It killed child you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is what's Shao Kahn's dad called in it? Is he meant to be Shinnok?
Yeah, I think he's meant to be Shinnok.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, that's just another thing where, like, how? Like, look at this. I'm doing the going back to me Super Mario Brothers movie thing now of, like, how is this?
Yeah.
How is Shao Kahn, and he looks like the part at the end of the film. How is he 95% of the film? How is he this? How is any of this good? It's just, to further my thoughts on it, it's just, I hate it, but I cannot stress how much I hate it. To make a point on the fights are worse.
Yeah.
The fights have no weight to them.
Yeah.
Like when it's not the best film in the world, but in the last film, all the fights meant something. When Cage was fighting Goro, that was big. When Sonya was fighting Kano, that was the end of the character.
Even the most pointless fight being the first one, Liu Kang versus just the random guy when they were doing sticks. Like, you knew that was to get you somewhere else.
Yeah,
it was the first.
It was also the
first of the tournament.
It was the start of a tournament. You don't expect the first round to be the best. It's the finals, because that's when the two most competent fighters are there. Like, it's the same with any sports events. The qualifiers for UFC not as good as the big ones. That's why they don't make as much money. And even then, it was setting up. It was the thing. This. My complaint with that fight in the last film being like, oh, why didn't they just pick a character?
Yeah.
Well, I am proven so wrong by how badly that could have went, because this film does that for everything, but it gives it no weight.
Yeah.
Like, again, when Liu Kang fought Shang Tsung, it meant something.
Yeah.
And you could argue, Liu Kang fought Shao Kahn in this one, it meant something in that it was the final battle. All the other fights, like the 90 that appear just in random flashes, mean nothing.
I am so sorry if one of your favourite characters is one of the people that just... Like, if your favourite character is, like, I don't know, let's say Melina, let's say that, the Melina Sonya. Like, you don't even hear her name. Like, she comes in, and the only sort of indication about what that character is given is Sonya going, Katana, and then she's like, you wish, and then they just start fighting.
Yeah.
Half of them aren't named. Half, like, they're
given cameo roles?
Design, I suppose.
They're given, the character design is given a cameo role. The characters are not.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's horrible. Because it's like, prime example, Scorpion Sub-Zero. Yeah, they meant something in the first film. Cage's fight against Scorpion, there was stake. Yeah. There was scope. There was scale. Sub-Zero against Liu Kang. Again, it's like, he's the underling of my one true rival. He's your big bad before you get the Alan Rickman at the end of Die Hard. Yeah. He's the muscle. They were the muscle. Who was that in this? Was it Motaro? I guess.
I don't know.
At a push, but only because he had the most screen time. Because nothing felt
essentially
tangible.
Yeah, all the little cameos throughout the movie were essentially just named random goons. Yeah, that was all they were.
Yeah.
You could have changed all of that with, like, Cyrax when attacking Sonya and Jax. Obviously, had the rockets coming out of his chest. You could have literally replaced that entire fight with a dude that had a couple of grenades.
Yes.
And it would have had no difference.
Terrible.
It's the same with everything. With Melina, you could have just literally had anybody wearing literally any other clothing with those sort of... It didn't matter that they were...
It didn't matter that was them. If you take the first film, it mattered that Scorpion was Scorpion. It mattered that Goro was Goro. They felt like their characters. They fought like their characters. They had an impact on the plot, and there was a significant, progress by their defeat.
Yeah.
This is just like, it's almost like you're walking through, to use a Mortal Kombat analogy, the crypt. And there's just, there's some character art.
Yeah.
There's some character art. It's all the shitty unlocks in the crypt, the 10 coin ones.
I could almost imagine the first draft of that being just, they just get ambushed by a random dude, whatever. And then later being back like, do you want to just stick, Melina or Cyrax or, Smoke in there instead? It's like, we'll do that. Have we got the costumes? Yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Everything about it feels lazy.
Yeah.
Everything. The writing feels lazy. The filmmaking feels lazy.
Yeah.
Even the fight scenes feel lazy. Which, like, at times they're okay, but like
that's the problem though. It never beats okay.
Whereas the last one genuinely had some, I would say, classics in it.
Well, it's the fact that you can even attempt to argue that points that it's doing something right.
Much better than this one.
Which you can't. This one was too fucking.
You hit the nail on the head when you said irredeemable.
Yeah.
There's nothing to take away from it. There's nothing good about it. If you're just watching films, it's bad. If you find a Mortal Kombat, it's bad. If you just want something to turn your brain off, you'd be better off watching a fucking Steven Seagal movie. Like bottom of the barrel DVD bargain bin shit.
I don't physically see how anybody could watch this movie and not, like, even people who, you want to watch something, turn your brain off, mindless action, you're not thinking about it. I don't even see how somebody going into this with that mindset couldn't be like, well, that makes no fucking sense.
It's laborious. It's a chore. It's hard work to get through. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like when I get the edit, but I was going through this going, God, this is going to be my worst episode. I can't think of any, like, I can't even poke fun at this stupidity. It's so bad, because it's not even something you can like, oh wow, look how bad that is. It's like, this is rough.
I hope you've enjoyed this journey.
I hope.
I hope.
Thank you for sticking with me this long.
I hope sort of a comedic duo, as it were, is engaging enough to get you through this sort of content. Because quite frankly, if you've sat through this, like, you're a fan for life. Like not a fan of us. We are a fan of you for life.
Yeah.
You have sat through this with us.
Because I was angry through this. I was like, I struggled to put things in, other than fuck's sake. Because it's just, God, it's so soul-destroyingly bad.
Yeah.
And for that reason...
So if you've had fun.
Rankings.
If I remember correctly, the one currently at the bottom is the Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, Double Dragon.
Double
Dragon's worse than Mario Brothers.
No.
Double Dragon, it goes Ascend in order. Double Dragon, Mario Brothers, Street Fighter,
Street Fighter live action,
2,
Street Fighter animated,
Mortal
Kombat. Yeah. Actually, on that topic, I'm not prepared to change it right now, but I am seriously considering putting Street Fighter 2 at top now, because this movie has actively made it worse. It's not something I'm going to do right now. I need a bit more time to reflect.
You'll have to think about that.
I know. I need a bit more.
We'll see, but
I need a bit more time to reflect. But like when I started saying stuff about,
are you not just hurt? Are you not just bitter?
It might be. That's why I'm not prepared to do it right now.
Is it not like, my ex is such an awful person because they've just broken up with you? Is that what it is right now?
It might be that. That's why I'm not prepared to say it definitively right now.
Right.
But the stuff I was saying at the beginning about Shao Kahn actively making the first one like worse, I do consider that to be fact, and it was a close between the two, so I need to rewatch the first one to see how bad this is.
But where would you rank
this one thus far? Is definitely at the bottom.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
It's like, again, not again, but just like wide margin at the bottom. Like, this is going to take some fucking beating.
A lot of people would say, Double Dragon's worse. I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't at all. A lot of people say Mario Bros. Worse because it's less of an adaptation.
Yeah. There's a lot bad between, like, you look at our bottom three. There's a lot of bad between all the three of them. But I can point to bits in the movie of Super Mario Brothers and Double Dragon that there's some elements of enjoyment. I can point to moments where I've smiled, not because we're ripping the shit out of the movie, but because it's actually there's some elements of enjoying there.
Yeah, like Double Dragon had
like the crazy ass fight scene.
Yeah,
like it's so fucking stupid, but like, and it's just dumb. But it's like that for that 2-minute sequence, it was like, you know what? These people are fucking insane. I don't know why they're a gang, but they're fighting.
Mario
Brothers
had the open the door, get on the floor, everybody want the dinosaur.
Yeah,
Great.
the disco scene was goofy as fuck, but
there's parts,
stupid, yeah.
the small,
Yeah.
the like 10 seconds at a time,
Yeah.
and they're scattered across the 2-hour movie, and there's very few of them.
Yeah.
But there's some. There is nothing
here,
with this.
nothing whatsoever.
Nothing except maybe Jack tearing off his sleeves.
Yeah, that is
it.
I'm pretty sure, might be wrong because we've ranted about this for a good couple hours, but pretty sure that's the only bit that we both sort of had that's fun. Like he actually maybe kind of understands the character. There's nothing else.
Sickening. And it's so hard to get through, and that's the thing. It's so bad. It's forgettable.
Yeah.
As well. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's forgettable, and it's like offensively bad. The other thing I found like that was so difficult with doing this episode is I was struggling to go. I was like, what's happening next again? Because there's no narrative. Like you can when with the other films you could follow a narrative. You could be like, oh, this happens, so then they do this, so then they do this, so then they do this. With this movie, I was like, right, I know Johnny Cage dies at the start, and then they go into a tomb. Oh yeah, and then there's the ball thing, and Scorpion Sub-Zero, and it was like trying to remember who cameoed where and what went in what order, because you could literally pick up scenes and just jumble them, and it wouldn't change the plot. Like that's how bad the narrative is.
Yeah. We have essentially a two-stage process of going through movies as we're reviewing them. We obviously have the recording, and we have the movie on mute in the background on a screen, and we're like slowly flicking through that so we can be reminded of scenes and stuff. And in addition to that, typically I have a notepad of like plot beats and stuff that I want to talk about on pads, and we'll go through that as well. I have not taken more extensive notes for any other movie. I had to write fucking pages to remember the shit that happened here.
Normally when the film's on in the background in mute as well, we'll barely look up to the screen.
Yeah.
It's just in the very case of emergency, oh yeah, that thing happens.
Yeah.
This I had to like glue my eyes to remind myself.
Like we were agonizingly scrolling through. Like
it's horrible.
Like seconds and seconds at a time. We're slightly being self-deprecating of our own podcast here, but
we really. I'm not saying we did a bad job on this one. But I'm just saying there's no way to do a good job on it, because to recall this from memory means it's really scarred.
We are really just going sort of out of our way here to justify this. I think I can speak for both of us to say this is officially last by margin. Like
margin. Yes. Yes.
So
bottom of the ranks. I'm surprised though. A little note. I am surprised our rankings have stayed the same at this point.
Well, depending on how in a new few days when I've had reflection,
when you've
maybe
had clarity.
When I've had clarity, maybe our ones won't be the same. But yeah, I'm a little surprised as well. But I think like our top and a bottom are going to be relatively similar. I think it's all the stuff in the middle that might move about a bit.
Well, I'll tell you now. I'll tell you now. I thought Street Fighter 2 is going to be your top.
Yeah, I went into Mortal Kombat expecting it not to be able to top it, so I'm surprised
I thought Mortal
Kombat. It might be the fact it was just Enter the Dragon that got it for me.
Yeah. And I thought, but I remembered it being a lot better than it was. I mean, I didn't remember it being good. I remembered destroying my childhood, but I remembered it being a lot better than it was. I thought you were going to put Mortal Kombat Annihilation above Double Dragon, and that I was going to only have Mortal Kombat Annihilation at the bottom just because of that simple memory
that seems
this fair. Ruined Mortal Kombat for me.
So much worse.
So I'm very surprised to have the same. Wonder if that'll be the same next time.
Maybe we are going on to the oddly, I think this is an odd movie franchise in comparison to all the other ones. Wing Commander is our next one.
Very odd.
I was surprised to learn this was a movie. I'd never heard of it before. Like, there's a lot of these I haven't seen, but I know a lot of it. Like, I knew Mortal Kombat were movies. I knew Street Fighter were movies. I knew Double Dragon and Super Mario Bros. Movie. This is the first one that I just didn't know existed.
Yep. So, it's not the most well-known of game series even. No. Wing Commander, it's a flight game, space battles, kind of dogfight and stuff, filled with FMV sequences. With characters played by Mark Hamill.
Might lend itself to he's not in the movie, is he?
No, he's not in
Fuck's
the movie.
Sake.
Instead we get Freddie Prinze Jr.
Great.
It can only be a step up though. Surely.
Why would you say this word?
Surely.
Why would you tempt the devil?
We'll find out next time when we review Wing Commander.
See you next time, guys.
See you later.
Hilipate hilla, hilipate hilipampa. Jali tuli jalla, tali tuli jalla, tili tanta. Ali tuli jalla, tili tuli talla, tili talla. Ali tuli tili tali jalla, tiallan, tili tali helilanta.